How's it going, guys? Kasey Bullard here, back at Christian Main's home studio here in Cut and Shoot. Today we are looking at some 40th anniversary 808 circuits. Same old circuit that we've all come to love. You might know it pretty commonly as the old school tube screamer circuit. Very full, transparent drive. But you might not know so much about the story behind all of that. The first pedal that we actually have today is the Maxon OD808. Maxon actually were the brainchild and the original creator of the Ibanez tube screamer, and has always worked pretty closely with Ibanez up until about the mid 80s, where the TS10 kind of broke off and became its own thing. But they're still kind of they've done a lot of stuff together. These are both 40th anniversary pedals. The Maxon has the Earthquaker mod on it. That's just a really fancy way of pretty much saying that all the knobs just have a little bit more effect to it. There's a little bit more parameters. You can turn it up and affect the sound a little bit more than just a standard Maxon OD808. But other than that, it's essentially the same idea, the same original brainchild. With the tube screamer, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just, what we've all known to come and love. It's running off of the original vintage power input and everything. We've gone ahead and plugged it in kind of the old school way. So yeah, these pedals are in a lot of ways very similar, but also me just messing around a little bit before we actually clicked play, I can already kind of tell you that they definitely have their own things going for them as well. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're playing on this video. This is just my standard American Special Telly. Nothing really special about it, honestly. Just a couple regular Texas Special pickups in it, and nothing really has been changed on the guitar. Run clean through a Vibrachamp with a 6L6 in the tube section instead of the regular 6V6. This kind of is a little bit nicer of a pedal platform, but essentially, yeah, nothing's really been changed. So we're going to check it out first. I'm going to go ahead and go through the bridge, middle, and neck. Let you know kind of what our clean sound is. Middle position. Neck position. Alrighty, so in order of grandfathering, we're going to start with the Maxon today. Everything's just kind of set to noon. We're just going to kind of see what it does from that point on, and then we can kind of start getting weird with some of the parameters. So this is the Maxon set at noon with my bridge pickup. Middle position. And the neck position. Very creamy, very nice. All right. Let's do the same thing, starting back on the bridge position, but let's check out this pretty little TS808 tube screamer. Making sure that's on. And there we go. All right, bridge position. Middle position. All right, a little bit of the neck position. Cool. So that's a pretty good starting ground to start kind of talking about what I'm hearing already. So I love the fullness of the Maxon. There's a little bit less grit to it than the Tube Screamer. It's very, very full. I really like how it kind of reacts to the bridge position, especially on this telly. I like it because it kind of just fills out the more harsher sides of the pickup. But also, the downside of that kind of being is that it kind of doesn't have as much clarity as the 40th anniversary actual Tube Screamer in the middle or the neck position so much. So that's just kind of a give off. I can definitely tell that the TS kind of has a little bit more of the mids, has a little bit more clarity when you're kind of switching up into the warmer pickup positions. But both so far are very, very similar. The biggest difference in the Ibanez and the Maxon so far has mostly to me just been gain and distortion sitting at noon. So let's kind of maybe dial them back. Let's try taking a little bit of our drive out of the mix and maybe kicking up some of our level. So we'll go ahead and dial those in. Kick up the level about to the same spot. Knock the drive back a pretty good amount. I'm also going to kind of compensate a little bit. Actually, no, I won't even do that. I'll just set them how they are. Let them be what they are. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of tone in there too for both of them. All right, so we're going to kind of go through the same thing. We're going to start with the Maxon and kind of more of a clean boost setting. And I'm going to start with the bridge position on the telly and kind of work my way down. Really great sound. All right, let's try the middle position now. See what the neck kind of does. nice. I kind of like, I could tell just to my ear, when the drive was kind of turned down, I could tell that there was a little bit more clarity to the neck in the middle position. It's just something to kind of be mindful of, and kind of how this pedal is reacting. All right, let's see what our yield TS is going to do. All right, so we're on the same kind of settings. Let's start with the bridge position. Here's some of that middle position. Alright, a little bit of the neck position. Very cool. So, just some things that I'm kind of hearing. I'm already kind of maybe more leaning to myself personally towards the Tube Screamer. Trying not to be just because of how pretty it looks. I kind of like that there's a little bit more sustain to it and a little bit more clarity to it, even though there's more grit to it, if that makes sense. It's seeming to not shape the tone so much on the low end as much as the Maxon is, and I kind of like that, definitely using lower wattage amps. Of course, having a bigger speaker and having a bigger amp could totally change that, but you know, in this kind of setting with an average 15 watt amp that you might go out and play, I'm definitely hearing more clarity in the Tube Screamer on the warmer pickups. So now let's kind of do a little bit more of a dramatic setting. Let's kind of rock out a little bit. I'm going to knock the tone back a little bit just to warm these guys up. Kind of bring back our level on it, but we're going to crank up and really let these guys start barking a little bit. Kind of going to set both of them as close as I can get to the same kind of setting. Maybe a little kick past noon on volume just to really have the character of the pedal show, but really give it some bite and some bark too. So let's start once again with the Green Machine, and I'm going to start at the bridge position on the telly. Everything else dimed, same settings as everything on the amp and the guitar. Pretty ferocious. Gonna move to the middle position on the telly. Let's see how it takes the neck. Very nice. Definitely fat, definitely creamy, but still, there's a good deal of clarity still there. All right, so let's try out our tube screamer now. Bridge position. All right, let's try that middle position. All right, and finally the neck position. Very nice. So yeah, this has been another really good time. You can definitely tell that they're definitely from the same family, definitely come from the same bloodline, but each of them kind of have their own unique thing. You know, if you're looking for a fatter, creamier sound to really beef up some single coils, I definitely recommend the Maxon OD808, especially with this Earthquaker mod that's giving you a better parameter sweep. But if you're looking something a little more, you know, I'd say stereotypical lead guitar playery, I definitely check out the Pro TS808. It's got just more of the kind of mids and the highs to it, a little bit more lead guitar solo-y kind of stuff I can tell in there. Both of them very, very versatile though. Work great as a good clean boost. Work great as something to just fill out what your pickups and your amp isn't doing already. As well as if you kick them up, they're really going to show you the bravado and give you that gain and grit that the 808 circuit is known for. Well, awesome, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. This has been our little 808 shootout. Hope you guys join us again next time when we find something else cool to plug into something else cool. You guys have been awesome. I have been Kasey at Christian Main's home studio. You guys have a good rest of your day.